written on the CD compact disk. Okay, how the data is retrieved. Okay, what are the methodologies that has been used for the recording and reproduction of compact disk now, right? Okay, so let us begin with the compact disks. Compact disks. Okay, so all of you are aware of this compact disks. Okay, so lastly we have seen the manufacturing of the compact disk. Okay, so we are having master. Okay, then we are converting that into various stages. Okay, from master to, yes, father disk, then mother. Okay, then son, and final commercial compact disk. Okay, so this master disk and father disk are exact negative replicas. Okay, likewise between father mother, then mother son, and this son and the final product. Okay, so the master, mother, and the final product are having the same analogy, and the father and son are having the same analogy that we have seen earlier, I guess, like this one. Okay, so this is the preparation. This is the first initial stage. Then we are teaching, then coming to father disk, mother disk, son disk, final CD. Also, what we have seen is the data is written on the disk centrally to the extremities of the disk. Okay, so this up till now we have completed this much portion. Am I right? So today we will see, okay, the writing information on the disk. Okay, so that is what is called as the optical readout. Okay, read out system. Okay, so before going to this one, let us concentrate on the specification. Okay, so whenever in the examination, see, currently we don't know what could be the pattern of the university exam, final exams, but still you could be able to write any answers. Okay, you must be in a position to write any answer, whether it is a descriptive or multiple choice questions. Okay, so in examination, whenever you encounter any question about this CD, okay, you have to have write the specifications. Okay, so remember that. Okay, good way is saying your voice is not clear. Okay, now voice is clear. Basically what happens, due to the mobile coverage, everybody is facing problem, but still I'm using a good quality microphone. But let us see. Okay, so I'm parallelly recording all the sessions, so don't worry about that. Okay, I will also share once I have upload these videos in Google Classroom. Okay, so don't worry about that, right? And also I will share all the material. Okay, so don't worry about that, right? Okay, coming to the specification. First of all the discs are having the same physical dimensions. Okay, because what happens, if you purchase CD or if you purchase DVD, you need not to worry about changing, okay, the player, right? So everyone knows about that. If once you buy the Blu-ray player, okay, so in that Blu-ray player you could be able to run the DVD also, right? The CD also. Okay, so that serves the purpose. People, please mute your microphones because it is adding the noise. Please mute your microphone so that others can hear properly. Many of the students are still joining, but my request to all the students is please mute your microphones. Let me do one thing. Wait. Okay, now. Okay, great. Where it was. So, what I was talking about is the specification. So, the Blu-ray player could be able to read the Blu-ray DVD, okay, the traditional DVD and CD also. Okay, so this is because all the discs are having same physical dimensions. Okay, but the thing is that in what sense they are differing amongst themselves, because all of you know that compact disc is having the storage capacity of 700 700 sorry 700 MBs. Am I right? But as you move on to the DVDs, it goes to 4.7 GB. Okay, then coming to double layer, it goes to 8.5 GB. Then Blu-ray 25 to 50 GB, and so on. Okay, irrespective of all these parameters. Okay, so we are accommodating all these parameters with the same physical dimension. Am I right? So we will see how that is possible. Okay, so before that, just going to the specifications. First parameter is the diameter. Okay, if possible, you can take the notes. Diameter is 12 centimeters. Second one, the thickness. Okay, so thickness is 1.2 millimeter. Okay, so these two are important parameters. Okay, the third parameter is direction of rotation. Okay, it is anti-clockwise. Okay, the fourth one is speed. Okay, at a certain speed it has to rotate, okay, to read the data. So it generally varies 200 to 500 rpms, right? Then coming to the fifth one is bit depth. See, what we have seen earlier is the depth is constant. Okay, the depth length is constant, that is 1 micrometer. But what about width? What about bit width? It is varying based upon the binary data. Okay, so sorry, it goes with width is again constant, 0.5 micrometer, but the length, I'm sorry, the length can be varied, and that goes to zero point 0.8 to 3.6 micrometer. Okay, and the eighth parameter is track pitch. Okay, that is spacing, the spacing between two tracks, because what we have seen, okay, so if certain track is like this on the CD, okay, the another track is suppose like this, so enter track distance, okay, that is 1.6 micrometers, right? Okay, so these are the important specifications as far as the compact disc is concerned. Am I right? Okay, now moving to the basics. Okay, so basics of compact disc. Okay, so we are basically using the laser. Okay, LASER. Okay, all of you know the full form of laser. So we are using the laser to read as well as to write the data on the disk, right? Okay, so as a digital circuit offer complete immunity to noise, right? Because what we have seen earlier in photographic films, okay, they are more immune to, sorry, more prone to noise. Okay, because sometimes the light is varying, okay, with some other parameter. Okay, so lots of factors are associated with the noise causing agent. Okay, also the magnetic tapes or photographic film, due to wear and tear, okay, there might be the chances of data losing. Okay, so the digital circuit, okay, basically digital data is very immune to noise. Okay, so the efforts were made to record the sound in digital form. Now here we are converting the audio signal into digital format. Okay, so these effort resulted, okay, in video recording disk called laser vision, because here we are using the laser, that is the important parameter. Okay, so basically how we are doing this. Okay, so optical recording on the desk. Okay, so here we are having the assembly. Audio signal is translated into digital form that we have seen earlier. Then the laser beam is modulated in accordance with what? The digitized audio signal data. Okay, that is in the form of 1010 110, or whatever may be the conversion. Okay, the third one, it contain record of digital audio signal in the form of bits of this much depth and this much width. Okay, so basically you are having a channel. Okay, so let us consider that this much. No, length doesn't matter. What matters is what matters is the depth and the width. How much we are digging inside. Okay, and what could be the width of this one. Length doesn't matter, because suppose for 5 times you are having once, then this length could be varied up to this much portion, but the width, okay, and the depth inside is constant. Length doesn't means it is not basically a constant one. The separation between adjacent track is 1.6 micrometer that we have seen. Suppose this is a track 1 and we are going to track 2. So this is the second track. We are having some pits over here. Okay, so the distance between these two tracks is how much? 1.6 micrometer. So all of you have to remember these important figures. Okay, so basically there are only three important figures. The first one is the pit depth, that is 1 micrometer. Then pit width is 0.5 micrometers, and inter-track distance is 1.6 micrometers as here shown. Okay, and this one. So basically what we are doing is digitized audio signal in the form of ones and zeros is given to the laser light. This laser light is modulated in accordance with this incoming data. Okay, then this laser beam is focused on the disk. Okay, and here we are actually writing the data on the disk. Okay, so as we have seen, the data is recorded from central region to the periphery of the disk. Okay, so for that purpose we are using motor, and this motor is rotated with how much speed? 200 to 500 rpm. Okay, so these are the basic of the optical recording on the disk. Okay, then the second parameter is digitization of the audio signal. Okay, so in the last lecture what we have seen is the audio. Okay, basically here we are more focusing on the audio signals. Okay, so we have seen it varies from 20 hertz to 20 kilohertz, right? Okay, so based upon the Nyquist criteria, the best sampling frequency to digitize the audio signal is 44.1 kilohertz. It must be more than twice of the upper extremity, that is 20 kilohertz. 20k into 2, 40k. Okay, it is more than that. Okay, so this is the globally accepted standard to sample the audio signals. Okay, here the quantum levels are 16-bit. Okay, so the data rate, remember this thing is very important. We are having the quantum levels of 16 bits. Okay, and your audio is sampled with the 44.1 kilohertz. Okay, so what could be the data rate is the multiplication of this one, that is 705.6 kbps, right? Also, last time we have seen for ones laser is on and for zeros laser is off. Okay, so basically here the diagram shows the audio signal from the mic are amplified, then sampled at 44.1 kilohertz. Okay, 16 bit digitization, then clock is provided to these digital circuits, error correction and modulator, and laser is modulated now with reference to the digitized data of the audio signal coming from the mic, and this has been given to the compact disc over here. Okay, is it clear? Now we have recorded, right? We have recorded what? The digital audio signal. Digital audio signal, right? Now if you want to retrieve back or play back, okay, the recorded audio signal, then what could be the approach, right? Because laser is used to write the data on the compact discs, but how that laser is used to read the data from the disk? Okay, so the disk is having the flats and pits. Now basically let us consider this as 10101 and so on. Okay, so the thing is that, sorry, okay, so the thing is that here the laser, okay, laser beam is focused on now on the tracks of the disk. Okay, so this is the one track. Likewise there are many tracks available on the disk, right? So in that track we are having the variation in the digitized data. Okay, so now what happens is we are having this mirror assembly. Okay, so this mirror is a special mirror where the laser can pass through the mirror. Okay, so laser light is passing through the mirror and reflected back, right, from the track. Okay, but at the time of reflection, okay, it should not penetrate through the mirror. Okay, so it will reflected like this. Are you getting what I'm saying? Okay, so the laser light can pass through the mirror. Okay, falls on the track, but at the time of its return journey it should not penetrate through the mirror. It will reflected back, okay, in 90 degrees, right? So these optical rays are concentrated on some detector, because again here is the question, you are, this is the physical phenomena, am I right? The data is present in the physical phenomena in the form of pits and flats. Okay, so laser light is used to read whether it is a 1 or 0. Okay, so in accordance with that the laser light is reflected. Okay, once there is a, for example, let us consider this one. This is a small portion of compact disc. Here you are having, let us draw this with another color. Okay, suppose this is a track. Okay, track 1. Now the thing is that there are some pits. Okay, its value should be 1 or 0. Okay, for your convenience you can take any value. Okay, so these are the pits. Pits means there are some kind of etching. Okay, now no, now the surface of the disc is reflective. Are you getting? So laser falls on that will be reflected back because it is a reflective surface. But when it falls on this pit, it will not reflect. Okay, so the reading is possible or we can treat the reading whether it is reflected, we are having 1 or 0, and if it is not returning, if it is falling on the pit, then it is 0 or 1. Okay, hope you have got the idea. Okay, so from pit, let us consider that we are getting the reflections back. From flat, we are not getting the reflections, so easily you can code that in zeros and ones. Okay, whether laser light is present, you can give it as 1. If laser light is absent, you can give it as 0. Okay, so like this wise. Okay, so all the lights are collected. Now this laser is now on and off. Okay, based on the reflective material, at what region it is falling. Okay, so these lights are collected. Okay, now again we have to convert that optical data into some signal. Okay, electric signal or digital signal, whatever it may be. So as to convert that, we need some kind of a detector. Okay, so here we are dealing with the laser light, so obviously photodiode is used as a detector, right? And that has been given to the audio amplifier, which amplifies and plays the audio which is present on the track. Are you getting? Okay, so this is what is happening. Okay, how we are doing? We are converting analog into digital and then optical and then writing on the data on the disk, that is physical. The exact reverse process we are performing when there is a playback process. Okay, right, this data is physically present. Okay, now we are retrieving the data optically by transmitting the laser light. Okay, then laser light is again made on and off based on the regions present on the track, whether it is a pit or flat, and those on off conditions of the laser light, okay, are again converted into the signals by means of a photodiode. Okay, and those signals are again given to the audio amplifier. Okay, and then to the speaker. Okay, so basically this is a very very compact diagram, because what happens, you might get question that if we convert that data, because we are basically dealing with ones and zeros. Okay, so once photodiode detects whether the laser is on and off, it is producing such kind of data. Okay, so you cannot give this data directly to the audio amplifier. Are you getting what I'm saying? Okay, so then again you have to convert that data into analog, and then again you need to amplify that, and then again you could be able to give that data to the loudspeaker, because your loudspeakers are not designed to play directly digital data, right? So right from the analog, because we are having analog input as a voice, and for the speaker we are giving analog again as a signal. Okay, so whatever we are speaking in microphone, the same we must be getting at the speaker. Okay, so inside this black box all these things are happening. Am I right? Okay, so coming to the advantages of the compact disc. What are the advantages? It is not affected by the dust, grease and scratches. Okay, so basically your the quality of the disc manufacturing is means must satisfy. Okay, this one, because what we have seen is photographic film, due to wear and tear, you cannot sustain with these magnetic tapes or photographic films for a longer time. Okay, also the what we can say replication of those things, am I right? The replication of those things would be difficult enough. Okay, as far as replication of this data in digital data, right? The signal to noise ratio is high, that is about 90 decibels. Okay, then this effect, wow and flutter, okay, does not exist in this compact discs that we have seen at the time of recording of the data on the photographic film. Okay, so it is also having the low distortion because we are dealing with the digital data. Okay, the frequency response is excellent over audio frequencies. Okay, so when you convert most of the signals in digital, your headache becomes very less because most of the times we need not to worry about the hardware requirements and so on, right? So I usually take an example. Okay, why we are moving to the digital? Because if you want to add two sinusoids, many or for many times I have given this example. If you want to add two sinusoids, okay, in analog signal processing, you require some kind of a adder. Okay, so as to implement an adder, you require operational amplifier and you need to build the circuit. But in digital, you need not to worry about implementing any hardware. Am I right? You just have to convert these two signals into digital. Simply add them because digital data for a signal uh, is a one-dimensional array. Okay, so element by element, you need to add whatever may be the result that you need to plot. Okay, with reference to the sample. Okay, and again convert that signal into analog form by means of DAC. Okay, that is so simple. You need not to worry about the hardware implementation when you are going for the digital. Okay, so the frequency response is excellent over audio frequency. Okay, and the main important parameter is compact size because the bulkiness of the films has been reduced. Okay, now and cinema halls also they are using the satellite technology where the scheduled film has been directly collected from the satellite and projected in the cinema halls. Okay, the traditional photographic films are made obsolete, right? So the people are using digital because you need not to worry about the hardware requirements, right? And troubleshooting is also very easy when you are dealing with such devices. Am I right? Okay. So this is what is the gist and compact idea about the CDs. Okay. So I will upload the literature regarding with this one. You just go through it. Okay. So one important announcement I have to do, that is on 25th April I have forwarded an email. Okay, so I'll just share that content with you so that you could be able to see that. Okay. Now you could be able to see my email. Okay. So in that what I have written is you have to write the assignments. Okay, so assignments here. Okay, so first assignment already you have done, I guess. Okay, so there were 5 questions and most of the students have completed that assignments. Okay, so each unit has got only 5 questions except the fifth assignment. Okay, so I have included one more question. So all these questions are most likely questions as far as university exams are concerned. Okay, and basically covering most of the aspects, right, of the course. So let us hope that if the exam is descriptive or whether it is a online test, okay, so you must know all the parameters because for example if someone has asked, okay, as far as our fifth unit is concerned, what is the intertrack distance as far as CDs are concerned, there are various options. Okay, so what could be your answer? What could be your answer? Your answer should be 1.6 micrometers. Okay, so we have to know each and every minute thing, okay, that has been covered in the respective unit. Okay, so what you have to do is you have to write all these things. Okay, okay, make a PDF and upload it. Okay, so what I have made is the 2nd May is the final date for the submission of the assignment. Okay, ठीक है. And you can submit the hard copies of the assignments, okay, uh, when you come back to the institution. Okay, so please use good quality of pages or a separate notebook, which is highly preferred, to write the answers for the assignment. Okay, so use or refer neat diagrams for the specific question. Okay, also, uh, I have shared one YouTube channel with you. Okay, so in this there are various subjects. Okay, as you can see, antenna wave propagation, analog communication. So as far as this sorry, the last sorry, wait a minute, wait a minute, wait a minute. Okay, huh. So as far as this semester is concerned, right, we are having the audio video system. Okay, that thing has been already shared with you in the classwork. It is taking time to load the contents in video lectures. Okay, so this one, audio video system. Okay, so the complete channel is shared with you. Okay, so in that 61 lectures are there. Okay, so I have also give you the map. Okay, so if you go with the lecture 18th, 19th and 20th. Okay, so all these three lectures are concerned about the fifth unit. Okay, so you can utilize, and within the narrator has covered all the concepts within not more than 20 minutes. Okay, so the same thing is available for your optical fiber communication also. Okay, so there are a lot of lectures which are available in this one. 88 lectures are available. Okay, so whenever you get a doubt, okay, so you just go through this channel, the doubt will be clarified. If not, again you can go in the Google Classroom, or you can simply mail me or raise a question. Okay, I will make you available all the contents of this one. Okay, so these are the important announcements. One more thing, we our institution has started the Coursera, right? So there are 1000 licenses available with us. All of you need to join the various courses available on Coursera. Okay, basically, if you join the course, approximately each course costs you a near about 2000 to 3000 rupees, right? So all these courses are freely available till September 2020. Okay, so the link has been given by Shantanu sir on WhatsApp group. Okay, simply fill the Google form, then TPU will allocate you an account in Coursera so that you can resume your certification courses. Okay, there are very excellent courses. I have also completed two of them. The experience is quite happy. Okay, so everyone should go for that, right? So now one last concept is remaining, and then we will stop this lecture. Okay, so this is the important thing. Okay, so we will cover this and we will stop. Now this shows the comparison between the compact disc, the DVD, HD DVD and Blu-ray DVD, right? The compact CD, compact disc, DVD, digital versatile disc or digital video disc, high definition, DVD and Blu-ray. Okay, so we will see a very basic differentiation amongst these three things. Sorry, four things. So before going to this one, I will again come to the compact disc. Okay, so right, Now this is a compact disk, right? So we are writing the data from the center to the extremity. Okay. So as far as physical dimensions are concerned, okay. So can you just again tell me what is the diameter of the disk? It is how much? What is diameter? It is 12 centimeters. And the thickness, okay, the thickness of the disk is 1.2 millimeter. Okay. Now the thing is that when you consider CD, DVD, sorry, this happens DVD, D, HD, DVD, Blu-ray, DVD. Okay. So it has got same dimension, but they are differing in the storage capacity. Okay. So it is 700 MB. This is 4.7 GB. This must be 12 point, approximately 12.5 GB, and this is 25 to 50 GB. Again, there are certain parameters whether it is a single layer or double layer. Okay. So though in spite of having same dimensions, okay, how that this much data can be accommodated, that is the question. Am I right? The thing is that if you try to focus to this diagram, okay, you can find out in what sense we are writing the data on the disk. Okay. So consider the two tracks on the disk. Okay. So I'll consider this track and I'll consider this track. As far as compact disks are concerned, you can see, okay, these are the two tracks. This is one track and this is another track. Okay. So the bit length can be varied, but the depth inside and this width is constant. Am I right? Bit depth is 1 micrometer, bit width is zero point 0.5 micrometers. Okay. Or here again certain dimensions has been given. Okay. So this one is in the scale of nanometer they have given. Okay. So this one, this length, this width, okay, and intertrack distance. Intertrack length that we have seen is 1.6 micrometer as far as compact discs are concerned. Again, I am let you know that. Okay. So these are the physical dimensions as far as compact disc is concerned. Okay. Now the optical source that we are going to use for reading and writing the data is the laser. Okay. Okay. So for that one, the wavelength of that is how much? Wavelength is 780 nanometers. Okay. 780 nanometers. Okay. So this one is, this beam is focused on the track through this lens. Okay. Where the data is present. Here your data is present. Am I right? Then coming to the DVD. Okay. Now you can observe the direct differentiation amongst the tracks, the widths, okay, the intertrack distance. Okay. Instead of here you can see only two tracks. This is one and this is two. Okay. But in here in DVD you can see one, two, sorry. Here is the first track, this is second track, this is third track and a fourth track. So automatically the, it is doubled. Okay. If I say this is 700 MBs, then obviously it could be 1.4 GB. Okay. Because the data is doubled within the same physical constraint, because this much dimension, okay, and this much dimensions, okay, both the dimensions are same, but the amount of data present is doubled over here. So here you are having this length is 400 nanometers, width is 320 nanometers, inter-track distance is this much. Okay, and here we are using the red laser, which is having the wavelength lambda, that is 650 nanometers. Okay, then again, if you compare HD DVD with respect to DVD, now here first, second, third, fourth, fifth, sixth, seventh, and eighth. Again, this data or these lines are doubled as far as HD DVD is concerned. Hope you got the concept, right? So here the inter-track distance is this much, the width is this much, length is this much, and inter-track distance is this much, right? And this one, the wavelength is used is 405 nanometer. Now the thing is that here we are using infrared, here we are using the red laser, here we are using the blue laser. Okay, right? So which is having this much wavelength. That is why it is called as Blu-ray DVD. Okay, so if you go with the visible spectrum, if you Google the visible spectrum, okay, so that basically varies from violet to red. Am I right? VIBGYOR, VIBGYOR, right? So this is the violet, which is having the low wavelength, and this is the red, which is having the higher wavelength. Just a moment. Something happened. Let me share the contents again. Okay. Okay. So VIBGYOR, right? So this goes up to 400 something, and this goes up to 700 something nanometers. Okay. So here we are using the blue laser. Am I right? And again, if you compare HD DVD to the Blu-ray DVD, okay, so here 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 9, so some tracks had some tracks are additionally, okay, made available over here in Blu-ray DVD. So again, it will increase the capacity, okay, as far as HD DVDs are concerned. Okay, so here again we are using this Blu-ray Blu-ray laser. Okay, so I will share all these contents with you, so that you can go through the details of this one, right? So if you have any doubt, you can chat in the chat window. So again, my request to all of you is to register for the Coursera and resume your the 15 days TCS course, and publish your certificates on LinkedIn. Because what happens, so as to, you know, uh, as far as HOD's message is concerned, your performance will be graded on what kind of additional you are doing, and the assignments, the tasks, okay, given by the subject teacher. Okay, so everyone should follow that. Okay, so two things are important. The first one is your Coursera certificate, and the second one is your TCS registration, right? So now we will stop here. Okay, then in the next lecture on Wednesday, we will go with the details of the DVDs, HD DVD, okay, the specifications, then the differentiation amongst the CD, DVD, Blu-ray DVD, and HD DVD. Am I right? Okay. So let us stop. Okay. Shall we? Thank you all for attending this lecture.